Hey everyone, welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 100 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology. I'm a little bit early today, so if you're wondering, what, is it 3 o'clock already? Not quite, but I have some family visiting. My aunt is coming and bringing my 6-year-old niece, and the timeline is a little uncertain, so I have a feeling the family will be here right around 3 o'clock when I'm supposed to go live, and I thought it just might be easier and a little less distracting if I shared my cards with you now. So welcome. Today we are going to play with the Sweet Sampler stamp set. This is actually one of the Stampin Rewards sets. It's on the very last page, 88 of the Retiring mini catalog. So just a couple more weeks left to get it. Usually this is available free, or it's an option that you could get as with your Stampin Rewards with a minimum $150 order. But I need some orders this month. So I am offering a special that anyone that places a minimum $75 order with me here within the next week. So I've put the dates. Today's the 18th. So the 18th to the 24th. Using my host code, which is KV42TQTN. When I flip this, you'll be able to see it. But I will gift anyone who places the $75 order a Sweet Sampler stamp set, which I will send at the end of the month here. So, so let me entice you with it. We are also going to be playing with a couple of beautiful retiring papers. Absolutely can't get enough. The Hydrangea Hill paper, beautiful, beautiful. And then it's been a while since we played with the Dandy Garden papers. Those are so pretty too. Hey Kim, hi Carmen, hi Carrie. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I wasn't sure if I'd have any viewers because I'm a little off on my timeline here, but I think you're gonna really like this card layout. So I am using both the Hydrangea stamp as well as the fun little dragonfly. And these images are all different. They coordinate and complement the Hydrangea Hill suite as well as the Dandy Garden suite. The floral images in the leaf go with the fine art floral. And then of course we have the seashell up here that goes with the sand and sea suite as well. So this is a really fun stamp set. And the papers are gorgeous and they're running out at the end of the month. But what I've got is 2 layouts. Okay, so the layouts are going to be the same. I'm going to do one with the Dandy Garden, one with the Hydrangea Hill, and I think you're going to like it. So let me flip the camera. We'll get started here. Okay. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you love both of those. Okay, let me flip. And I wasn't sure. Did anybody notice I'm actually in a little bit different location? I have got my things picked up enough that I actually am filming here in my craft room, which I think is a first ever. Actually, you know what? Let me, I'm going to show you for the moment. I'm not going to do a tour yet, but let me show you. Look how clean. Whoop. Hello. Sorry about that. Look how clean my desk is. Yeah. What do you guys think? That is my Stampin' storage. I actually just ordered a couple of those open cubes, so you can see that's why that one is empty as of yet. But I had, and then this one doesn't have much in it, just a couple of my my Versamark, my Tuxedo Black, my Stays On, and then my in color markers there. But I finally got a topper here so that I could put my in color refills. And I added an extra topper because I actually have 3 in color families. So I have kept, because I'm not done doing projects yet with my Pretty Peacock and Rococo Rose there. And then I have got my blends towers. You can I actually have room for all, I have every color, yes, of the Stampin' Blends. So, but yes, I'm so proud. The desk is clear. I'm not going to show you behind me. But right now the workspace is clear. I got my Stamparatus there, my little tool bag. All right. So anyways, I was pretty proud that I had this. Sorry about that. Keep flipping the camera on you. Like I said, I'm not totally used to filming back here, so that's why things are a little weird. But just thought I'd show you that. And yes, I am working on this. I intended to have this whole, you know, get my room cleaned project done, you know, within the first couple. I always used to say, if I could just have 3 weeks at home. Well, guess what? The pandemic lasted longer than 3 weeks. In fact, we're on what, the 15th month? And my projects still aren't done, so I guess it is what it is. Hey Susan, welcome. All right, so first project here, we are using the Dandy Garden paper. So I'm gonna get have my dragonfly stamp ready to go. Card base here is Calypso Coral, 5.5 by 8.5, and we will fold and score that at 4.25. And believe it or not, I'm not using any ribbon today. Oh, craziness. So everything is just going to be glued down flat until we get to the end where we'll use some dimensionals. All right, so Calypso Coral, we are going to contrast that with a layer of Mossy Meadow that is 4 by 5.25. So we will go ahead and glue this down. So the only thing I'm not sure of with filming back here is I don't have, my table is a folding table, and I've got it up on, you know, those bed risers, you know, like you use at a college dorm, just to give it a little bit of lift, because I store my paper underneath. I hear Ziggy. Come here, Ziggy. What's going on? I think my family arrived, and Ziggy she's a pretty prissy little cat, and she pretends that she's, oh, she knocked over a tower. Oh, goodness. Yep, so she got scared, so she decided to run in here with me. It's okay, Ziggs. All right, she's got to find her spot and settle down, and then she'll be okay. All right, so then I've got layers of Blackberry Bliss, and then these are going to go right down here. So I have cut these at 1.5. So these are 1.5 by 3 3/4. So I'm sorry if you guys hear that groaning. That is Ziggy. She's just being a little territorial. Hey, Janelle. And then I've cut my Dandy Garden designer paper. So these are at 1.25 by 3.5. That's funny, Kim. Ziggurat. Yeah. I knew spell check. Spell check comes up with some pretty crazy things sometimes. All right, but isn't this a fun layout? So we're actually going to do the same thing with the next card with our Hydrangea Hill papers. All right, so we are going to glue down these Blackberry Bliss layers. Again, these are 1.5 by 3 3/4. And if I did it right, we should have a nice evenly spaced 1/4 inch top, bottom sides. I'm going to do the bottom one next. And that way, if we run into any spacing issues, then I can readjust the middle one and nobody will know the difference, right? That is the trick. Always do work from the outside in, especially when you're trying to space things. Okay, here we go. A little, whoa, my seal's getting away from me. All right, see, so I've got a little bit more space than I wanted in here, but that's okay. Because see, at least the middle is even and the bottoms are even. So there's your trick. It's all good. All right. Now with your designer series paper, it really doesn't matter how you glue these on unless you're using a directional paper like I am, because you could see it was one piece that was all together that I cut into 3 sections. So I want to make sure that I put these in the right order here. And then these are going to glue right on top here. Again, we spaced everything so you've got a 1/4 inch border. But yeah, I like how this is taking shape, and it uses lots of those pretty colors in here. Again, we've got our Calypso Coral, our Mossy Meadow, our Blackberry Bliss. Okay, oh, sorry if that's shaking there. Okay. Slide that over just a little bit. I got a little too wide on that side. So I am using the layering circles dies. Yes, I need to organize this a little bit, but I pulled out the top. These are not the largest. They're like the third size down, okay? So I use the solid circle for my basic white, and then I use the coordinating scalloped circle for Calypso Coral. And we're gonna use, again, we're using the exact same measurements on the second card as well. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to stamp our dragonfly. And I think I wanna stamp that, I could stamp it in Calypso Coral. You know what, I think I'll do that, but I'm going to stamp it off. So we'll ink this up. I'm going to use the back of my back of my host code section here. All right, so ink this up, nice, gently stamp it off because I want it just a little bit lighter. Okay, so I do like that. It's a little softer by stamping off. And then I'm gonna come in with my Blackberry Bliss, which, there it is. I should have pulled out my ink pads ahead of time. And with the Blackberry Bliss, we will do our greeting. And let's go with, let's see, how about, I pulled in a couple sets, so there's, I could pull in the Dragonfly Garden here. Although I want something I think a little bit bolder, a little bit darker. So I think I'm gonna go in here with my Happy Thoughts again, because I absolutely love this. So how about we do a congratulations? That would be good. Lots of graduations and things happening. Actually, I need to make a more masculine graduation card. We were invited to a party this weekend, but we're not able to attend. So I need to make sure I send a card to the graduate. So I do need to, I should have been doing that today. All right, so let's see how we want our dragon. I think I want it to fly, so I'm gonna have it at a bit of an angle. And then I'm gonna stamp my congratulations right across the center in the Blackberry Bliss, and that way that shows up against the Calypso Coral. And then we will seal this onto our Calypso Coral scalloped circle there. This is where we'll pull in the dimensionals. And I'm just going to put 3 on here because it's not really going anywhere. Okay. And put that right down here. Let's see, yes. And I do want to decorate it a little bit. I feel like it needs, since we're not using any ribbon or anything, I do feel like it needs a little bit of bling. So I'm going to pull in my gilded gems, and I do have some small ones in my package here. So let me pull out some of those. I think that'll be the perfect size for this. And that way I can hide that little bit of a smudge when I must have rocked my stamp a little bit. See, embellishments cover a multitude of, of things. All right, we'll put one up there. And then we'll finish our little triad right down here. All right, so I think that came out pretty well. What do you guys think? Isn't that fun? All right, so that is our first sweet sampler stamp set card using the Dragonfly along with our Dandy Garden papers. All right, so if you're just joining and you missed the beginning, I'm actually offering to gift a sweet sampler stamp set that is otherwise only available using your Stampin Rewards with a $150 order to get it. But I am gifting it with anyone who places a $75 order with me here in the next week. So I've put the details there in the comments, and yeah, look forward to sending some of those out. All right, so the second card here, we are going to feature the little hydrangea from the Hydrangea Hill Suite. So again, same measurements. Our card base is 5.5 by 8.5. We are using this beautiful Highland Heather. I always like to use a lighter color for the card base and then build up with the darker colors, because that way it's not too overwhelming. A lot of people, when I get ready to oftentimes when I get ready to write and send out my cards, I do line them with a layer of basic white inside. But some people prefer just to write it as is, and that's fine. In which case, that's a good reason to use a lighter color there. All right, so for this one, we are pulling in a layer of Pear Pizzazz. We're kind of popping here with the purples and the greens. Yes, isn't that fun? Oh, my seal is just about done, so that's why it's running just a little bit slower. It's getting ready for a refill here. All right, so then here's our pop, our contrast. We are using the Gorgeous Grape, and these are the 1.5 by 3 3/4 inch pieces that we will layer on here. And again, start with the top and the bottom, the outsides, and work your way in. Okay. And again, space it evenly on the top there. And then we'll space evenly on the bottom. Now you could get into, make these pieces a little bit taller if you wanted to, so they, so you didn't have quite as much of a gap. But it's much easier when you're cutting to cut with 1/4 of an inch, 1 1/4, 1.5. That is so much easier to cut multiple pieces than it is if you were trying to measure with 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch. So I always like to go with a 1/4 of an inch measurement. So that's why I chose 1.5 inches for each of these pieces. Okay, so now with our Hydrangea Hill, and again, I'm going to see what I was doing here, because just to make sure, I think these will be okay if I just kind of put them on a little bit randomly. Potentially love this hydrangea paper. Oh my goodness, I've been hoarding this as well because I want to redo my wedding album because it's coming up on our 20th anniversary here, September 3rd. And our wedding colors were Victorian lilac was my theme. And for my flowers, for the centerpieces, hydrangeas weren't in season there in September in New York, but we used snowball bush, if anybody's familiar with those. Snowball bush, the flowers look a lot like the petals of a hydrangea. It's a very full, puffy flower, and the blossoms are kind of like an off-white, sometimes kind of pinkish. So I thought that went really well. It kind of complemented the whole Victorian lilac. But this, the colors here, and again, the floral motif really coordinates with that. So I have purchased a couple of, 3 or 4 packages to have, because I don't know exactly how many I'm going to need. All right, so with this, we've used our layering circles for our basic white and our Highland Heather. Again, this is the 3rd size down of your circles. And I have some of those magnetic sheets that I've cut from the dryer event covers that I need to organize these. That goes around with the rest of organizing this room. Again, work in progress. So I'm going to stamp my hydrangea in Highland Heather. And then we'll come in and do our greeting and our gorgeous grape. So that's a little bit darker. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to stamp off just so that it's a little bit lighter. Okay. And then put this right here in the middle. Yes, nice and soft. Perfect. So you can see that, you know, if you stamped it full strength, the image is really beautiful, but because I'm layering a greeting on top, I wanted something just a little bit lighter for it. Okay, so we'll come in here with our gorgeous grape. And I think I'm going to use the Thinking of You here from Happy Thoughts. Again, this is one of my all-time favorite sentiment sets from the mini catalog. So don't miss out on this. Go ahead and get your Happy Thoughts stamp set. Get a couple packs of these beautiful designer papers, and then you'll have your $75 order, and I will gift you the sweet sampler stamp set. Win-win. All right, so we're going to put this right here in the center. Oh, that came out nice. Beautiful. All right, so we'll adhere these together and then pop it up with dimensionals. And if you haven't already, I announced on Tuesday during my YouTube Tuesday that I am setting up my tutorial store, and so I am offering a free tutorial for you to download just to make sure my store works, to check it out. And I have put the link to that in the comments here as well, so don't forget to head over to my online store, my tutorial store, and download your free tutorial. It features the Fine Art Floral Designer paper and the Coordinating Garden Gate Specialty Acetate. Oh, isn't that pretty? Thinking of You. And then, of course, we can't miss the pastel pearls that go so nicely with this. All right, so, oh, I got just a little smudge. I think it must have gotten, yep, I got Calypso Coral ink on my fingers. So we'll just kind of, haha. That's what that's for. Then we'll go over here. And then we'll go down here. So then see your eye travels around and doesn't concentrate on the little ink spot. That's one of the rule of thirds. Yeah, so what do you guys think of this layout? I think it's so much fun. You could do, and it's a great way, again, to showcase the designer series papers. You could use 3 different patterns. What I've done on each of this is just use one pattern and cut it into 3 sections, but I really like that. So I hope you guys love it too. Again, this was the Sweet Sampler stamp set. We used our Happy Thoughts stamp set in here as well. And then we used both our Dandy Garden Designer Series paper and our Hydrangea Hill paper. Oh, thank you guys for the thumbs up and the hearts. Appreciate that. Yes, love your comments. Thank you guys so, so much. This is exciting. This is video 100 of From the Heart Friday. It's crazy to think that I've done 100 Friday videos. That's amazing. Aw, thank you guys so much for your love and support. If you are watching this on YouTube, remember to, again, thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. And while we've still got the month of June, head on over to my online store to place your order using host code KV42TQTN. And if your order is $75, then I will gift you a Sweet Sampler stamp set at the end of the month. So thank you guys so, so much. And sorry if I missed any of you live because I jumped on a little bit early. But I am going to go have fun in the pool with my little niece, and we will catch you later. All right. Happy Friday, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.